Hey mathematicians, let's do your homework. Okay, so a few questions in the front, just 3. The first one's really, really easy. A jar of pinto beans and black beans are in a ratio of 1 to 1. And then there are 300 pinto beans. How many total beans are in the jar? So if we have our pinto beans and our black beans in a ratio of 1 to 1, and we actually have 300 pinto beans. In order for this still to be a fancy one, it does need to be the same number top and bottom. So this is actually 300 pinto and 300 black beans, which makes a total of how many beans? Total means add them up. 300 pinto plus 300 black beans equals 600 beans in the jar. Jade and Brian are sharing a reward of $140 in a ratio of 2 to 5. That means that 140 is all the money. I know this is a more problem, but it does not say that one of the boys gets 140 more dollars. So first I'm going to figure out, okay, if Jaden and Brian have already showed Jaden is first, so Jaden gets 2 of the 5, and Brian gets 5. All of these boxes will total up to $140 because they're sharing that money. So there are 5, 6, 7 boxes that make $140. Each box is going to have to be, well, if it was 14, it would be times 2. So really it's times 20. How much more money does Brian get than Jaden? We know how much each box is worth. So you tell me how much money that is. Gavin has nickels, dimes, and quarters in a ratio of 8 to 1 to 2. Nickels came first, then dimes, then quarters. Nickels was the 8 because it's first, dimes is in the middle, quarters is last. If 30 of Gavin's coins are quarters, how do I get from 2 to 30? Times 15. So that means that the scale factor is the same for all 3 because it's the same column to start with, and we're going to the same column to end. So 1 times 15 is 15. 8 times 15 is how many nickels he has. And I expect 2 answers, one for the nickels and one for the dimes. On the back, Miss Garcia purchased towels for her bathroom. She bought 6 white towels, 4 tan towels, and 2 green towels. Which statement is true? The number of white towels, hold on, I know that. I'm going to make this, pink. 6, let's make it thicker. 6, Miss Garcia has purchased is 2 times the number of green towels. Green is a 2. Is that a true sentence? 2 times 2 equals 6? No, 2 times 2 equals 4. The number of tan towels, that's this one, that means equals 2 times the number of green towels, and she bought 2 green towels. That is true. The number of green towels, 2, is 0.2 times the number of tan towels. Well, if that was just a 2, 2 times 4 is 8, so this is really 0.8, which is not the same as 2. The number of white towels, that was 6, is 6 times the number of tan towels. Tan towels is a 4. If this was 6 times 4, it would be 24. And then move the decimal 1 space in. 2.4, not the same as 6. G is our answer. There are 12 teams and 48 people registered for a talent show. Which statement compares the number of teams to the number of people? The number of teams, they all start with the number of teams. The number of teams is 12. 12 equals one of these. And they all end with the number of people. I love it when they do these. 12 equals what times 48? Well, 48 is bigger than 12. So I can't be multiplying it by a whole number or by a number greater than 1 because that's going to end up with an answer that's even bigger than 48. And I want an answer that's smaller than 48, which means I need to multiply 48 by something that's smaller than 1. No, no, no. This is the only one that's smaller than 1. Last one. Nope, not last one. I lied. 2 more. The animal has a rescue of 8 cats and 20 dogs. They don't have any other types of animals. Draw a tape diagram. Before we draw 20 individual sections, let's read part B. Can these numbers be simplified? They're both in the 2's times tables. They're also both in the 4's. They're both in the 2's times tables. And they're also both in the 4's times tables. We will always want to simplify by the biggest number we can because then that means we have fewer steps. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 20 divided by 4 is 5. That seems much easier to draw. Maybe I should make my marker a little skinnier than 20 different sections. Ooh, I'm going to use my favorite glitter pen. 2 cats and 5 dogs. What's the ratio of cats to dogs? I'm going to use the simplified one, 2 to 5. Ratio of dogs to cats, dogs came first, then cats. Ratio of cats, cats is a 2. To animals, animals would be the total. I'd need to add my 2 and my 5 together. That would be a 7. Last one. The number of students in Miss Carter's class with the last name more than 6 letters is 10. The class contains 24 students. Which statement is true about the students in Miss Carter's class? So notice there's an extra number in there that's just there to confuse us. How many kids in Miss Carter's class have a long last name? 10 kids. It happens to be longer than 6 characters long, but that 6 is not for our problem. The number of students with the last name more than 6 letters, well, they all start with that. 10 equals, they're all times problems. Other students, I don't know what the number of other students is. I just know the ones who are super long last named. And I know the total number of students. So to find the other student number, I'm going to have to subtract. That gives me 14. Again, we're looking at a problem where I want my answer to be smaller than one of the factors, which means that I need to multiply by something that's smaller than 1 whole. Smaller than 1 whole does not have a whole number before the decimal point, and smaller than 1 whole would mean it's a proper fraction. It is not improper, which means that the numerator should be smaller than the denominator. This one works. This one is greater than 1 because 7 is bigger than 5. And this one is greater than 1 because 3 is bigger than 2. There's our last one. I'll see you on Monday.